All right, get your hands together for the next big chip winner. Extra claps for this guy, Shawn Barron.
Been a bit of a rough week. Tuesday, I actually had an acid flashback. And it's just one of those things in life. I don't know how I'm ever supposed to forget about the time I saw my father throw acid in a cop's face. Like I said, but rough week. It's about a week and a half ago, a friend of mine, Roger, came up to me and he's like, Shawn, I don't know how I'm going to go on. I can't focus anymore. Life just seems pointless. Nothing seems to be helping at all. And do you know what I told him?
What?
It doesn't really matter, he still killed himself. So, while I was walking around here, since it's summer, you again have fucking cyclists outside. A couple nearly hit me while I was walking around. And I've never really gotten cyclists because they're always so proud of, we're in the cyclist lifestyle. I'm fighting greenhouse gas emissions in the cyclist lifestyle. And I really don't know why you'd be bragging about the fact that your credit score is so fucked up you need a children's toy to get around a major city. I mean, you don't see, a bunch of guys with yo-yos going like, oh man, look, I'm, instead of wasting electricity playing a PlayStation 3, I'm using a yo-yo right now. But you have a lot of this in the city, and I've noticed a lot here in New York, and I've been reading about in other cities around the world. There's been a lot of measures to kind of combat sleeping in the streets. They designed park benches really weird. There's a big story this week out of London where they started putting spikes in a lot of alleyways behind buildings or in front of windows so that people who are drunk or homeless people wouldn't sleep there. And this really outraged ridiculous amounts of people in London. They were like, this is the worst moral outrage ever. And people were like, we're going to stop this. And so a bunch of them got together and poured concrete over these spikes because they were determined to combat these problems for the homeless. And I'm like, you know what else would probably help quite a lot in this situation? What if you let some of the homeless people stay at your house? You ever thought of that? I never hear that with all these people who are deeply committed to the homeless cause. It's always it's like, well, you got a couch, could you crash in it for about 4 months, while he's getting his life back together. Oh no, man, you see, my Brazilian funk fusion band, we got a jam later this afternoon, and my girlfriend's coming down from Boston, and she's a little bit of a freak, so we kind of need the whole place by ourselves. I mean, it's just, all these people, they're just like, it's suddenly when it gets a little worse, then they act concerned, like, oh, the spikes. I mean, you didn't have a problem when all these people were sleeping in an alleyway covered in rain and piss and garbage and rats crawling all over them. But now that it's gotten just a little bit worse, suddenly you're concerned. It always just seems people get ridiculously concerned over these issues that they will do absolutely nothing to contribute to, just, bold measures. It came out of Thailand this week. There was a big news story that a bunch of boats that collect the food used to feed shrimp basically use forced labor. They use slave labor to do all these ships. And they're just sort of doing this as a news story. And I'm like, nothing's going to happen. Everybody is outraged internationally. I mean, what are people going to do? Go to Long John Silver's and just start throwing shrimp at the window? You blood merchants! You bastards! How could you do this? Shrimp is the devil! Shrimp is Satan! You people are disgusting! It's just every time people, whenever you see the interview that they're always doing, it's like, oh yes, here I went to Africa. I'm surrounded by shoeless children. I brought $10,000 worth of film equipment here. Yet somehow these people can't be fed. I don't know how this is going on. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.